Return of the Gladiator. Here he comes. Man of the hour. You can see why he's so revered around the circuit. This is a playoff to finish second in Polepot 4, or whatever this is. Anyway, Alex White to break. That's unfortunate. It's finished.
One red potted, one cue ball potted.
With the white ball careering into the middle bag at pace. Mark Salter.
Mark Salter energised by the theme tune to his opponent walking into the arena. Some unhappy situation. It's kind of a tricky little one.
Well,
oh, he lined it up well.
I don't think you need to tell me, viewers, that it was only the pace that kept that out. Pace was rather over the top. Anyway,
not showing respect to the pocket. One thing we can be sure of is that Alex White will respect the pocket. He will stay clear of the pocket. Unless it's absolutely certain.
Give that pocket a wide berth.
Career in microcosm there. Steer clear of the pockets at all costs.
Concentration etched into his
every pore.
Yeah, you could say that. Looks like he's taking that yellow.
If there's one thing we know about Alex White, is that he likes a good meatloaf song. So he really will be feeling this right now.
Anyone watching this on YouTube, you'd be forgiven for flicking back to your homepage now, because this has been a dreadful start to this frame.
Extra adrenaline coursing through Alex White's veins right now, as you can tell.
Devastated.
You can tell by looking at him.
Oh, he looks absolutely gutted. His opponent, by no means a straight run for the finish line, especially if you play shots like that. That was appalling.
At this moment, Alex White is soaked in adrenaline.
Call a total snooker.
I think you might be right. Total snooker granted.
It was Saturday night. Oh,
a little bit of a
sort of flinching there for the fluke that
Thomas Hitzelsberger lash with the left peg, but it didn't work.
Alex
Didn't
White
change the
stepping up to
path
the
of the object ball.
Alex White covered in adrenaline.
No.
Good feeling. Just ready to put paid to this frame. One. So that's 6 reds to go. Yellows. 6 yellows to go. Colourblind.
Apologies for the colourblind commentary.
Got the perfect picture there. I think he's just overrun it a tad, or has it pulled up? Well, that's a wonderful positional shot. Couldn't have hit it any better.
Few players in the circuit could afford that shot.
You'd be disappointed that he hit that so poorly, though. He was hoping to be on the yellow nearest left corner, as you can see. Devastated.
The classic Alex White pose.
He just didn't get through the ball.
The teapot. The inverted teapot.
Whitehards of Chelsea.
White retards.
Oh, well, that's a low blow, especially from a live opponent.
Stormed into the commentary box.
Oh dear. Apologies for the rather jerky camera
Wording
work.
his cue, something like an accent.
Oh, it was Saturday night.
Oh wow. That is a
Fantastic cue ball.
fearsome shot.
That's what he was aiming for, the cue ball number 1 there, I feel.
Played that with safety in
I'd be
mind.
happy with that. If you're Alex White, you've been given a second bite of the cherry, so be be happy with that. Mark Salter.
And now it's Mark Salter's turn to be thoroughly cheesed off with himself because he's also failed to get through the cue ball. No pot on. End of break. And that's what he thinks about it. World-class commentary from my co-commentator there, That's Paul, timing his exhalation of gas perfectly to add to the drama.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Well, that's a lovely little shot, as you can see. Finished perfect on the yellow.
Oh, hello.
Didn't really give the pocket much chance.
He's got an angle here.
He's on the yellow to middle.
It was Whitey.
This is a little bit more difficult than it looks on your TVs at home or your PC monitors or whatever device you happen to be using.
Your Apple phone.
On your Sega Mega Drives.
Sega Mega Drive didn't have a screen of itself.
Your 16-bit Sega Mega Drive cartridge phone.
Oh, this is such an
Knocking it
important
32
shot.
times.
He really needs to dig down and stun this white. It's the only hope he's got.
There's
Whitey
no
by
chance of getting
Whitey
on
by
the other
nature.
yellow here.
And what he's done is he's potted it.
Proven. However,
If he'd run on another 6 inches, he may have had a snick on.
he can play a telling shot here if he
That's
just
what she
engages his brain.
Well, when has that ever happened before, Dennis?
Never.
Oh dear, Dennis now apparently. Ooh, well, a little bit of petulance from the teapot.
Dear oh dear. Dear me.
Warning possibility. Act like.
Just has to engage his brain, concentrate a little bit.
Okay, now it's like someone from Westlife on my left shoulder here.
Dennis Taylor's had a stroke in the commentary box.
He just concentrates a little bit. It's guaranteed to hit the yellow.
Just checking that the table is level there with his spirit cue.
His built-in spirit there.
Seems to be satisfied with the conditions.
Oh, he's trying to hurt the other cushion to make sure.
Thinking time approaching several days for this shot now. Brexit might happen before the end of this frame. Christ.
Dear oh dear.
It looks like a duff. Duff, 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 duff. No, it's an attempt. Oh, well, it's turned into a foul.
It's
Two
a
visits. Two visits
And
to...
you've got a foul snooker.
Mike
Foul
Salter.
snooker has been
Mike
granted.
Salter in position, going for the kill. Pounce.
You're normally supposed to ask to move the white, but such is the lack of enthusiasm for those finer points of the rules that won't be enforced.
Fans are booing Mike Salter in their millions right now.
Oh, and as ever, a fortuitous flick. Didn't really play with anything in mind there except potting the red. Well, that should be the end, especially with two visits.
He was only fond about. Oh, hello.
Has he put it safe?
Oh!
Well, he seems to think it funny, but no one else does. That was an appalling shot. Oh, what's he playing here? He's tried to go in off in the other middle. He will be absolutely sick as a parrot that he hasn't cleared up there. It was
That was a disastrous shot.
so straightforward. Well, Alex White has just left a chink of light. This is a thin snick, but it can be sent in or over the corner pockets.
As well. Oh,
Well, Mark Salter just doesn't have the finesse required for that, I'm afraid.
went for the safe cue ball. Didn't quite get it. This is just in the ball game.
There's nothing there.
Alex White. Really relying on his cueing action here.
Whitey seems concerned that there's someone about, but there isn't.
But the pure darkness behind him suggests otherwise.
What's he up to?
Again, just checking that there are no divots in the turf there in front of the yellow. This requires good straight cueing. perfect.
Well.
Absolutely perfect. And this to complete a 3-0 win and to come second overall, which is, I suppose, mildly important.
Is he 2-0 up?
This for a whitewash of Mark Salter.
And Alex Whitewash coming up.
If it wasn't on the cushion, it'd be in by now. I'd top off it, I'd be celebrating. But on the cushion it is.
He's promised us a Ravanelli. Oh, he's absolutely hoot.
Cushion there, my son.